Welcome boys and girls from YouTube. My name is Sloth, this is the Sloth Watch, and thanks a lot for stopping by on today's video. In today's video, I just want to showcase you real quick a very free-to-play friendly team that you can use for the pillar of trial today for the Incineration. Now the Incineration pillar actually was not so hard honestly, so I'm not sure how many of you will need this guide, but I'm very sure that at least some of you can use this guide. So first let's talk about the boss real quick. But as I said, it is not too complicated, especially if we compare this now to other pillars. This one felt quite easy in my opinion. First, his passive, every single basic attack has a 30% chance of inflicting fear. So fear can be quite annoying, and what does this basically mean for us is that we don't use any skill timings on this team. We just use the team full default, call it a day, because it will get out of sync sooner or later anyway, so no need to use any particular skill timings. And then he just deals a good amount of damage, a good amount of AoE damage, and inflicts fears on his first and third skill as well. And on his second skill, he grants attack up to all his necrosis elements. Now those necrotic elements, they are also not special actually, they just deal a good amount of damage. No debuffs, no control effects, no whatever. Just a good amount of damage, which actually hits quite good if the attack up is also granted before they use their Flux of Dark. But well, that's it actually pretty much. As I said, nothing too special here. Now let's talk about the team real quick. First, as our tank and second healer, we are using Naro. This is actually not the best set that I would recommend you to use. I didn't even know what he was using. I just used him in the equipment that he just had from a later testing video. So if you struggle to survive, I would probably go with the Ancestral Protection set. I think it is called Ancestral Protection. I always forgot this name. Ancestral Protection, yes, exactly. This is actually even a bit better, just if you struggle to survive. Then Torren, he is our our main healer actually. As you can see, also not the best set out there, the Crescent Ward set. It is a nice set because it provides a little bit of additional enlightenment and also a little bit of additional healing, but it is not groundbreaking. You can use a lot of other sets there as well. Also, the Everlasting Diamond is a quite good artifact, but it is not mandatory as well. By the way, I'm using the Rift Hourglass here on Naro, but this is absolutely not needed as well. I just used it for the accuracy. You can use whatever you want. As long as you reach the needed accuracy stats, it is absolutely fine. So those are the two healer in this team. Then I'm using Sloth, and this is the only hero here who is not 100% free to play. I know this is not ideal actually to showcase a team with Sloth, but we are now in Season 2, so I hope that most of you have Sloth. And if you don't have Sloth, it's no problem. He is as well not mandatory. You can absolutely use Almonster, for example, as well. The main reason why we use Sloth is because he is very good at inflicting defense penalty, because he hits 5 times on his ultimate, so he pretty much always inflicts defense penalty. But you can use Almonster instead of Sloth as well. He is not so good at inflicting defense penalty. On the other hand, he is way better than Sloth when it comes to keeping your team alive. So actually, if you struggle to survive, then I would recommend you to use Almonster. And if you don't have Sloth, then you can use Almonster as well. He will not inflict the defense penalty as good as Sloth does. But if we use Almonster, we build him with accuracy no matter what, because he already inflicts some quite good debuffs. So you can absolutely use him with Which Remains as well. It's not ideal, but it works as well. And then we are using as DPS, we are using Ladelia and Incineration, because Incineration and Ladelia, they both are 100% free to play as well. So this is the reason why I'm using those two heroes, but there are a lot of other better options out there. Whatever you have, for example, Bremsa, Galvanis, maybe Burnade actually in combination with Bremsa or Galvanis would be quite good honestly, or any other burn heroes for example, like Duram, Carve, whatever. You can use a lot of different damage dealers here. I would recommend someone with AoE damage, because you want to kill those ads as well, and also we have to clear those 2 waves first before we have access to the boss. So I would actually recommend you to use some AoE damage dealers, but it is not needed. With this exact team, I have more than 2 minutes left, like 2.5 minutes left or so. So there is a lot of different options for this team. And also, just to show this as well, real quick, as you can see, now Incineration, he is scrolled, but he has no talents at all. And the same actually with Ladelia. She is neither scrolled, nor does she have any talents. So once again, there is a lot of room for improvement. And I was actually quite impressed by how much damage Ladelia did. She did way more damage than Incineration, so you can absolutely use your Ladelia. Now, she's not overpowered or so, but her damage output was actually quite good. Also, you have to be aware of that if you use her without Incineration, then she will deal way less damage, because a big amount of her damage actually comes from her summoned unit, and her summoned unit gets a 25% attack increase from Incineration, so the combination of those two heroes is actually quite cool. And then also, this is the final thing that I want to mention real quick. You can use any positioning that you want to, but it is just that I had very good success with this exact positioning, because then you will just clear those waves a little bit faster, and with a little bit of luck, there is a little bit of RNG involved, and what your summoned units will focus, especially when we are at the third stage, at the boss stage, then it is a little bit random, but just in general, I had the most success with this exact positioning, but you can use any other positioning as well. Only thing that you should focus on is that, what is he called? Tauren. That Tauren is placing his mark or granting his mark to Naro. This is the only very important thing. So you want no hero between Tauren and Naro. And well, that's it pretty much. I actually think I already mentioned everything. I didn't use any buff food. Also didn't I use any Psychic Core buff. So because I focus on Radiance and Ice right now. So I'm very, very confident that all of you will clear stage 12 without too much issues with this team or like iteration of this team. And well, that's it pretty much. Thank you very much for stopping by. I really hope that this short guide here was helpful for you. And if you want to add something, if you still struggle with this area, with this stage, please let me know in the comments below. I'm very sure we can find a solution for you as well. But well, that's it for today. Thank you very much for stopping by. See you in the next one.